A very warm welcome to all the new subscribers and lots of love and regards, as always, to all the existing ones. I hope everyone is doing well. And I decided to do this audio because it happens to be a very important, a very critical, and a very deep aspect in every person's life, especially for those people who have witnessed inner child wounds. And therefore, this audio is going to be all about inner child wounds and karmic connections versus a twin flame connection. A lot of people, when they talk about inner child, yes, we understand that it is about not receiving the love from either one or both the parents. But one of the reasons why I am so strongly guided to do this message is to let you know that inner child, when the inner child gets deeply wounded, and when that child grows into an adult, the extreme damage that occurs in an individual's life will keep getting worse on many levels, not just for your physical and mental body, but also for your energy body. And as you can see on screen, the difference between a healthy aura or an energetic body versus a person who has a very dense and an unhealthy aura. Now, those of you who know how to see auras or have read about it, you will know that when we are dealing with karmic connections, when we are without any hesitation having multiple sexual partners, or when we are into heavily into addictions, it causes a lot of negative energetic codes of attachment, lot of energetic debris that gets attached to us, to our energy field. There are rips and cracks in the aura, there are holes in the aura, a lot of stagnant energy, and like an energy sludge which with every passing day keeps becoming more dense. And therefore it is very important to understand how the wounded inner child manifests in our adult life, how it impacts our aura, our chakras, our adult relationships, and why it becomes so important to heal the inner child, which is not just for the reason that I did not receive love from my parents, but something that goes much, much deeper. And how, after having a real twin flame encounter, which is very rare, how a person is self motivated to heal and to emerge from it. I thought of sharing this audio because the abandonment that we feel from our twin is in fact a result of the unprocessed hurt that arises from our childhood. When we have been raised in a highly controlling family, first of all, God bless the parents who are genuinely there for their child, because those early years, the foundation years, the first 6 years of a child's birth, from the time that child is born up until the first 6 years, they are the key foundational stages to a child's development. And really, I bless those parents wholeheartedly, and I have so much respect for those parents who give their heart and soul and so much love to their child, because when a child has received that kind of love and trust and support from both the parents, they really grow up and shine in very different ways. But again, having said that, every encounter and every karmic connection is a teacher, is a teacher in our life, and it is meant to teach us something. So no matter how low you feel or how worse your situation is, we have the capacity to rise from it. And this is the key learning if you are at the start or at any stage of the ascension process. So what I was saying was that if someone has been raised in a highly controlling family, it can play out in a very negative way as we grow into adults. As a child undergoes silent suffering, and by the time they turn into an adult, the unexpressed emotions not only end up creating blocks in our energy centers, specifically, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, solar plexus, root. I would say all the chakras are heavily impacted, but even the auric field gets severely impacted. And this gets worse when people grow up into having numerous sexual partners, because your already damaged auric field gets further contaminated when you exchange your sacred energy with a stranger. It doesn't matter if that person is someone you're dating or a random hookup. You will notice that soon after your sexual encounter, instead of feeling pleasant, you will end up feeling worse, like a feeling of guilt, displeasure, and feeling extremely drained after being physically intimate with someone with such heavy energies that just makes you feel disgusted. And let's say you had an encounter with someone who's like a player or someone with numerous sexual partners, then that energy and that dense energy keeps getting worse and impacting you in worse ways. Now, it is important, therefore, to understand how deep the damage runs when someone already has inner child wounds in karmic connections, whether that karmic connection is with your parents or whether that karmic connection is with your spouse or with anyone in particular. A person ends up feeling trapped. Their life force energy is constantly being drained, and this is because the karmic's presence in your life is to make your life a living hell. This continues for many years till you don't learn to stand up for yourself and cut them off totally. Now, getting to that stage of breaking all ties with the karmic can take a long time. But if you are blessed enough to meet your real twin flame, this one meeting can serve as that push to motivate you to do the work on yourself. And this is what the whole purpose of a twin flame connection is. If I were to explain only one difference between a karmic partner and a twin flame, the one distinct difference is that of energy. While a karmic connection drains the hell out of you, a twin flame is here to liberate you and empower you and make you feel powerful, not powerless. Now, sure, we are all at different stages in our ascension. Some people evolve quickly, while others have to repeat many lessons. But trust me when I say this, if I had to tell you only one difference between a karmic and a twin flame, what I would definitely tell you with 100% guarantee is that after a real twin flame encounter, it is impossible for both twins to not heal. It is impossible for both twins to not align with their true calling and attain wholeness within. Whereas with a karmic partner, you will feel totally trapped. You will have numerous arguments with that person. You may not see each other eye to eye. You will curse the day you met this person or the day this person came in your life. You could become a doormat for them or a sex slave for them, but no matter what you become for the karmic, it is never going to be enough. And the appreciation, respect, love, and acknowledgement that you deserve will never come from this one person who is your karmic. In other words, your energy body, your physical body, and you as a person, you just keep going around in circles till the time you have this attachment to the karmic. What you were 5 years ago, your energy remains exactly the same. And this is why I want you to look at the screen, in which there is a distinct difference in a person's energetic field or their aura when they are in a trapped situation with the karmic versus a healthy aura when they start healing. And the unfortunate part is that people only see or latch on to the romantic aspect within a connection. But unfortunately, that's not why a twin flame comes into our life. So when a real twin flame encounter happens, it brings to the surface all our shadow aspects to light, whether you like it or you don't like it, whether you keep pushing it under the rug or you take action on it. Those shadow aspects that require urgent healing in you, they come to the surface. Now, addressing these blocks is extremely important no matter at what stage in your life you may be. We cannot change the past, but we can choose to shift our energy and our emotions from that painful memory, from that state of helplessness to becoming hopeful again. And this is where I want to speak about inner child wounds and an absent father. A person who grew up with an absent father, a father who walked away completely from his fatherly duties, his absence leaves an indelible mark on a child's psyche, and as we grow into adults, we can face some major emotional issues that impact one's overall well being. Our parents are our first point of contact with the masculine and feminine aspects. They are supposed to be a healthy foundation for a child. But what happens when this solid foundation does not exist? Or it exists but only for namesake? Now, countless studies have shown that lack of a father's love has an extremely negative impact on a child's self-worth, their confidence in their own abilities and value as a human being can be greatly diminished academically, personally, professionally, romantically, physically. A person's self-esteem feels majorly impacted if they did not form a healthy relationship with their father. Children with absent fathers struggle to maintain relationships, healthy relationships. Men and women who grew up with absent fathers find it difficult to form lasting relationships because they were scarred by their father's rejection of them, and therefore they are already so injured from within that they don't want to risk getting hurt again. So consciously or unconsciously they avoid getting close to people, or they end up being in relationships which are very abusive in nature, wherein that person is not respected by their partner. They may form superficial relationships in which they reveal very little of themselves and put little effort into getting knowing others. They may become promiscuous in a way to attract male or female attention without becoming too emotionally involved. Children with absent fathers are more likely to develop eating disorders, thereby leading to weight issues, lack of self-love, depression, and sometimes a daughter or a son is left wondering as to why my father doesn't love me. Maybe if I looked different, maybe if I was thin, or if I earned more money, I would gain his respect. Because they fear abandonment and rejection. And therefore, there is a huge dip in their level of confidence. They don't feel deserving and they fear getting hurt, or they jump into unhealthy relationships which ultimately lead to heartbreak and a lot of frustration. Countless studies have also shown that women who have unstable or absent paternal relationships are more likely to start having sex much earlier in life and engage in risky sexual behaviors. And if we don't do something to deal with this cause of sadness, we may never be able to develop healthy relationships with ourselves and with the men whom we encounter in life. A lot of people turn to drugs to self-medicate or numb that pain, but the bottom line here is that these addictions or these low vibrational emotions, they heavily impact us, and it requires dedicated work and professional help, either from a counselor or a psychic or a therapist, someone who can actually guide the person with such deep rooted pain. I don't know your personal story, and I don't want you to tell me your story, certainly not through the comments, because the comments are not a place where you share your private and personal details. But all I can tell you is that you are not alone. Any person who has had to deal with deep inner child wounds, or anyone listening to me, even if you are stuck with a abusive karmic connection, it is extremely important to understand that you cannot listen to a video, or you cannot get a reading and hope that the timelines will come true or some magic will appear, because the knowledge that you gain has to be backed by solid action on your own life, constant action in healing, and replacing your subconscious and limiting beliefs with healthy alternative ways to look at yourself. So you'll have to first learn to develop a healthy lifestyle. You will have to become extremely conscious of the people you spend your time with, what it is that you're watching on social media, what addictions are negatively impacting your life. Cut off from people who are constantly devaluing you or luring you into addictions. Practice healthy living. Read and study. Spend time studying about concepts like hypnosis, trauma, how it impacts the mind, body, and spirit. Because when you get down to the root cause of the situation, it is impossible to not come up with solutions for your own life. You have the power to self-heal and rise above the greatest struggle, and therefore taking action in these kind of situations is very important. This can take many years, or it can take a few months, depending upon how worse or how dense someone's energy is. But in the end, all I can tell you is that all your efforts will be worth it, provided you develop a solution based mindset. And while this is a very deep topic, it cannot be covered in one audio, but I hope that this made sense to someone out there. You are not helpless, you are not trapped. Every moment you have the option to start working on yourself. So if you feel that you need to save money to probably move away from a painful situation, or you need to cut ties with any member of your family or someone who's abusing you in any way, you have to probably consult a lawyer or a well-wisher, or take advice, or start saving up. Whatever it is that you have to do for your peace, you must do that. And anyone guided to connect with me for a reading, all the details are there on my website. Please read the disclaimer carefully. I would also like to say that people with mental health issues, or those who are mentally unstable, should never connect for a reading with any reader, irrespective of who that is. Because life, when your own energies are so dense, it is very natural that the reading outcome will also reflect that in your energy, provided you go to the right person for a reading who knows truly how to look into the energies of a person. And therefore, it is my sincere request to never connect in a rush and not get impatient with these readings, because this is sacred work. And if I sense that anyone is a little unstable, or they will not be able to handle the information, I just refund the fee to them. Like I did yesterday, when on Fiverr someone connected and they ended up paying $70 because they needed a super fast service within one day. And guys, I have always made it very clear, and those of you who are my long-standing clients, you very well know that I don't chase after money. I'm just doing good work, and quality is more important than quantity for me. So if I sense any unethical behavior, I really never appreciate that. And I have always encouraged clients to listen to their hearts, to do their work, and not just expect some miracle to happen when we are dealing with such heavy energies around us. So it's really important to learn the lessons and see why something is happening to you and what you can do to overcome it, and you will be able to rise above it. So on that note, guys, I wish you a very happy full moon. Just 2 days from now, I believe we have the full moon, and may the energies of the full moon help you to cleanse and release all that is not serving you. I hope you are listening to the Green Tara mantra on YouTube, because it is really very soothing and very helpful in all sorts of healing of the mind, body, spirit. And like I have mentioned, Divine Mother knows every person's situation, and you just have to listen to that mantra for as little as 5 to 10 minutes daily, at least for 7 days, and you will start noticing positive effects and positive results in your own life. So I wish you all the very best, and thank you for your continued support and trust in my work. Have a fabulous week ahead, and I will be back with another message soon. Until then, lots of love. Bye.